Hello everyone and welcome to Life Begins at 20. My name is Mark and today is a really great day in that it's Aether Revolt release day. I've got myself here a booster box for you to open up and see what we've got inside. There are a few cards that I'm looking for, purely down for my cube. Those can be found in my top 10 cards for cube video that I posted up last week, so do check that out. I'll be keeping a note anyway as I go through when I see some of those cube cards as well. So let's get stuck inside the box and see what we get. So, I've been looking forward to this for ages. I had this on pre-order as soon as I possibly could from my local gaming store, Pendrakes, and they've been very, very kind to me in getting this out special delivery to make sure it gets here in time. So I'm very thankful for them. If you are based in the UK and you want to get some Magic the Gathering products, definitely go and check them out. I'll put a link in the description below to them. Really great, postage is really fast and the prices are very competitive as well. So let's get stuck into these packs and see what we get inside. I'm going to skip through the commons because that'll just take far too long, and let's see what we've got. So first up we've got Salvage Scuttler, Narn Renegade's a really nice card there with Revolt, Maverick Thopterist, and our first rare is Secret Salvage. Okay, not necessarily the most amazing start there, and the Plains and the Thopter, but it's a start nonetheless. I mean, there's a few cards I'm really looking for. Kari Zev and that monkey token is top of my list for sure, because that card looks amazing for my cube. But I'm really excited with the way that Aether Revolt looks for limited play and even constructed play as well, to be honest. Deadeye Harpooner, Reckless Racer, Outland Ball, and Heroic Intervention. Bit of a Johnny there, and it's a nice combat trick as well, just to save all your things, so it could be quite nice. But no, it's probably the first time in quite a while that I've actually been looking forward to constructed formats for sure. I don't tend to go down to my local gaming store that often, so I'd be very interested to potentially put a standard deck or something along those lines together for this. Okay, we got ourselves Felidar Guardian, so one of the two pieces for the Sahiri Rai Splinter Twin style combo there. Gifted Aetherborn, so a nice card to have. Hidden Stockpile, and our first Mythic is Indomitable Creativity. This is the same Mythic I managed to get into my pre-release kit, so it's quite nice to see. And a Foraged, and it's one of the energy counters that I actually haven't opened before, so quite happy to have one of those. Do let me know in the comments section below what you guys are doing for release day. I'd love to know how you're going to get on, what you're planning on doing, if you're attending your Friday Night Magic or something along those lines, or what type of deck you're trying to put together for it. That'd be quite fun to find out. For okay, we've got Illusionist Stratagem, Ridgegirl Tusker, quite nice for a +1/+1 counter style deck to have there. Renegade Willsmith, again looks pretty cool. And we've got Whir of Invention. So for X and 3 blue, instant speed, improvise, you can use your artifact to help pay for it. Search your library for an artifact card with converted mana cost X or less, put it onto the battlefield and then shuffle your library. Could be quite a fun card, to be honest, so have to wait and see. We've got ourselves a foil here, Dawnfeather Eagle. Okay. And a nice little gremlin token as well. I do like the gremlins, they are pretty cool. So again, do let me know in the comment section which cards you're mostly looking for. I mean, a lot of people are obviously going to be after Tezzeret and Najani from this set for sure. But if there's anything else that you guys are looking for, do let me know. So we've got Hidden Herbalists, Reverse Engineer, Treasure Keeper. This looks like a pretty fun card as well. And Scrap Trawler. Swamp and another Energy Reserve token. That's pretty cool. Nothing as of yet that I'm looking for in the cube, so I have to wait and see what comes up here. Okay, we've got ourselves Pima Aetherseer, Ravenous Intruder, nice little gremlin, Maverick Thopterist, and Inspiring Sanctuary. Looks like a pretty decent rare, to be honest. So it's got non-artifact spells you have cost you can cast them with improvise, which is really nice, and for 3 means you can use this to help cast those as well, so that's quite fun. An island, and we've got ourselves the Tezzeret emblem as well, so let's just hope he's in this booster box. That'd be really nice and really nice to me. Apologies for my voice at the moment, I'm still struggling a little bit with a cold. It's been hanging around for ages, which is slightly annoying. Okay, we are Scrapper Champions, so that's one of the cards I was looking for a cube. So just to try out, Morphist Revolutionary, Barricade Breaker, and Consulate Crackdown. So it's an enchantment for 3 and 2 white. When it enters the battlefield, exile all artifacts your opponent's control until it leaves the battlefield. That's quite a nice thing to have. I mean, especially in this constructed format where there's going to be loads of servos and loads of other bits and pieces like that, this could be quite a nice card to build around a mountain in a servo. So far, just the one Mythic, and I haven't seen any of the rares that I've been looking for, which is a bit of a shame, but I'm sure something will come up. Okay, we got ourselves Thopter Arrest, Hungry Flames, Spire Patrol, and Solemn Recruit. This one does look quite interesting, to be fair, especially in white. So we've got ourselves 1 and 2 white for a 2/2 double strike, which is really nice to have. And with Revolt, at the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn, put a 1/1 counter on it. You can trigger, if you can trigger that quite regularly, this could become a beast. I quite like that. Thorist and a Thopter. So nothing too exciting as of yet. I'm sure there's going to be more coming in. I mean, yeah, I'd love to open up an invention. To be perfectly honest, I would take one invention and then just having the rares I needed for cube. I'm not too bothered about the mythics in this set, to be perfectly honest, but that's maybe just me. Okay, we've got Enraged Giant, Shielded Aether Thief, Pacification Array, which is really cool, and Rishgar's Expertise. It's the first of the expertise cards we've got here. It's the same one I opened up with my promo for pre-release, and it looks pretty nice, to be perfectly honest. So 4 and 2 green, draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control, which can be quite a lot, and then you may cast a card's converted mana cost 5 or less from your hand without paying their mana cost, which I've had to look on the rules because I wasn't 100% sure in this, but you can actually use any of the cards you drew with this card in the first place to play as the free spell, which is really nice to have. The Swamp, and we've got ourselves a foil Faladar Guardian. That's nice to see. May well be useful, and a little advertisement card. Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see what the Saheeli Rai Faladar Guardian combo actually manages to do inside of Standard, or any of the formats, to be perfectly honest. Just to see how well it does, how many people end up going to play it, and how quickly it gets nullified, to be perfectly honest. So we got Narnam Renegade. Again, if you can get the Revolt trigger off, and this is a really nice card to have. Gremlin Infestation, Renegade Railer, and SRAM's Expertise. Okay, we got another card I was looking for my cube. So for 2 and 2 white, create 3/1/1 servo artifact tokens, and then you can cast a card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. I really do like these expertise cards. I think it's more down to the fact that their ceiling could be really, really high, especially in cube, where you're going to have some really powerful cards there. For 3 or less, you're going to be able to get yourself something amazing. But again, the problem is with those cards is they're more likely to be a lot better in a constructed format, just because you're going to be able to cater your deck around being able to get the best out of those cards. But I mean, the floor can be quite low depending on what you've got in your deck, but the ceiling is so incredibly high that I'm really, really, really want to see how well it's going to do. So next we've got Lifecrafter's Gift, Windkin Raiders, Outland Boar-again, and Dark Imitations. So it's one of the cards that is about the story showcase. So for 2, a blue, black, and a red. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker, then discards a card. You return a creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to your hand, and then draw a card. So it's a nice big swing there. And when you cast a bolas planeswalker spell, exile it from your graveyard. That planeswalker enters the battlefield with additional loyalty counter on it. So obviously we're teeing up ready for Nicol Bolas appearing in the next set. Again, I'm not 100% sure whether I'd end up using this, but it does look like a decent enough spell. We've got ourselves a foil by the looks of it, and we've got a foil mountain. Tiny bit of a letdown, but still, it's foil mountain. It looks nice. Go with my cube. It looks quite nice. I do like having the foil lands, so can't complain too much. So no, let me know in the comment section what your decks you're going to be building. If there's any of the specific cards within this set that you're desperately looking for, whether you're trying to create a Revolt deck, because that could be really fun to try and put together, or you're just going to see a couple of the cards which may end up just improving what you've already got in Standard. I mean, I'm not hugely versed on it, so it'd be interesting to see everybody's thoughts and whether you're even going to be trying out the Felidar Guardian Saheeli Rai combo, or you've managed to pick up some of these cards before the price spike, or even sold them after the price spike. I mean, fair play to you if you have managed to do that. So you've got Death Dismissal, Vengeful Rebel, Untethered Express, which is a really nice vehicle from this set. Whenever it attacks, +1/+1 counter on it. It's really cool. Here we are. That's another one of the cards I was looking for. Baral, Chief of Compliance. I really do like this. So for 1 in the blue, it's a 1/3 body, which would be really nice against aggro. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, which is also really nice. So he pays for himself after 2 spells. And he's got himself a loot ability whenever you play a counter spell. I just really like that card. That's nice. Looks like we've got another foil. Oh, we are. We've got ourselves a foil rare. So this is one of the cards I was toying with because it looks pretty good, to be honest. So for 1 in the black, you've got yourself a 2/1 with Menace, which is really nice to have. Enters the battlefield or attacks, you get an energy. Beginning of your upkeep, you may pay 2. If you do draw a card, lose a life. I don't mind doing that, and to be perfectly honest, earlier on in the game, if you can get it out, you're going to get yourself quite a bit of card draw there. Or if you've got other ways of getting energy, either in constructors or especially in cube is what I'm looking at right now. If you've got other ways of getting energy within your cube, then you're going to get yourself a lot of card draw, and I do want to give this a try. Really happy to see that in foil. Okay, so we're a third of the way through the pack. We've got ourselves a few things. I mean, I haven't actually seen Fatal Push. That's another one that obviously is a really, really expensive uncommon right at this moment in time. So definitely, along with other people like Rudy, for example, has said, just sell them off as quickly as you can now because their price will plummet as soon as more people open them up. Siege Modification, Gonti's Machinations, Servo Schematic, and we've got ourselves another one of the legendary creatures here in Yahenni, Undying Partisan. So I might give him a try in the cube, not 100% sure, but he does, or she, I'm not 100% sure. No one's, I don't know if anybody's actually said if this is a boy or a girl yet. Not 100% sure. Some people saying each another. So again, do let me know in the comments section below whether it is a boy or a girl. I'd be very interested to know. So it's a 2/2 with haste, which is quite nice for 3. Whenever a creature your opponent controls dies, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and he can sacrifice another creature and he gains indestructible to the end of turn. So it's got a way to protect himself, which I really do like, or herself even, which I really do like. Definitely worth trying. And there we go. That's what I've been looking for. A nice Ragavan token there. It's quite sad that I'm actually more excited about that token than a lot of the cards in this set. But if anybody knows a way in which I can change that Ragavan token into Abu from Aladdin, please do let me know. I'd love to get a good copy of that. Okay, and next we've got ourselves Invigorated Rampage. Winding Constrictor, this would be really nice if you're going to try and get yourself a +1/+1 counter style deck, or even with Revolt triggers as well. Monstrous Onslaught, and we've got ourselves another Mythic here in Aetherwind Basker. So for 4 and 3 green, it's got a 7/7 with Trample. Whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, get energy for each creature control. Again, this is going to be a game finisher more often than not, and you can pay 1 energy and it gets +1/+1 to the end of turn. So more often than not, if you've got loads of energy, this will just be the finisher for like the red-green energy deck, and that's actually one of the types of decks I would actually be very interested to try out. So happy to see that. And we've got a Swamp and another energy token there. So now we've got 2 Mythics so far in the box, which is a little bit lackluster. Got ourselves a foil rare though, so I can't complain too much. And the foil Felidar Sovereign might end up doing quite well for someone interested in that. Okay, next we've got Restoration Specialist, Ornithopter. Again, I'm really happy to see this as a reprint. This is really nice to have. Foundry Hornet, and we've got Sram, Senior Edificer. So we're doing well on the legendary creatures now. I think we've got 3 of them. So if this one's for 1 and a white, it's a 2/2. Whenever you cast an aura, equipment, or vehicle spell, you get to draw a card. I mean, that's quite nice. If you're going to create a red-white vehicle deck around him, or especially with older sets, creating an auras or equipment deck, he'd be very, very useful to have out. Planes and a servo. So probably should try and pick up the pace a little bit here, just because there's a bit. Aether Chaser is one of the cards I've been looking for, so that's nice to see there. Okay, and we've got Hungry Flames, Pacification Array, Perilous Predicament, and Kari Zev's Expertise. So I'm really looking for Kari Zev herself. That would be amazing. But again, this is one of the expertise cards. It didn't quite get into my top 10, but I might try and give it a go, just because, you know, for 1 and 2 red, gaining control of a target creature or vehicle into the end of turn untapping it, gaining haste. So it's a nice control card there. Plus, you can be swinging in with it, and then you get to pay a 2 cost or less card from your hand. So that can be a burn spell or any other haste creature, and really swinging in for extra damage. So happy to see that. Forest and another Gremlin. So 2 Mythics so far, and I would love to see a Kari Zev herself. So you never know, it might turn up. So we've got Shielded Aether Thief, Cogwork Assembler, Ridgegale Tusker, and a Call for Unity. So for 3 and 2 white, it's enchantment with Revolt. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you control left the battlefield on this turn, put a Unity counter on Call of Unity. Creatures you control get +1/+1 for each Unity counter on Call of Unity. That would actually be pretty easy to achieve, to be perfectly honest, and that's actually pretty nice. I'd be very interested to see how that would play, especially in a constructed deck there. One of my favourite looking islands, and a servo token there. Now, a Revolt definitely does intrigue me. I mean, yeah, Fatal Push is a definite card that I really, really want to see. I'd love to open a few of those up just to see what I can do with some decks, but I do like the Revolt trigger, you know, the mechanic as itself. So Sly Requisitioner, Barricade Breaker, Fatal Push, there we go. Love to see that. It's going to be really expensive. And we've got ourselves a Midnight Entourage. So for 2 and 2 black, it's a 3/3, and it gives all other Aetherborn you control +1/+1, which is really nice to see as well. And whenever it or another Aetherborn you control dies, you draw a card and lose a life. So that's quite nice. We've got ourselves a foil here in Metallic Rebuke. That actually looks pretty sweet as a foil, to be fair. Oh, I think we're about halfway through the box now. 2 Mythics is pretty substandard so far, but still plenty of time to make up for that. Okay, we've got ourselves another Scrapper Champion there, Treasure Keeper, Illusionist Stratagem, and we've got Battle at the Bridge, so it's another one of those story cards here. So for X and a black and Improvise, target creature gets -X/-X until the end of turn and you gain X life. So that's a really nice swing for you there as well. I do quite like that. Mountain and a Gremlin token. What does everybody think of the set so far? Are they happy with some of the broken cards that have come out? Again, do let me know in the comment section which cards you're especially looking forward to opening up or trying out in a deck. So Reckless Racer, Daredevil Dragster, Siege Modification, and there we go, another Mythic there in Planar Bridge. So for 6, it's a legendary artifact, and for 8, you can tap it, search your library for a permanent card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Fairly expensive, but I still think that's a really nice Mythic to have there. You can find yourself a game ender, which is pretty fun. So that's 3 Mythics in the box. That's made it a little bit better. Okay, Aether Chaser. Again, I was looking for that in the cube. I know I've already mentioned that, but it's a really, really solid common there. Okay, next we've got Aeronaut Admiral, Spire Patrol, Pemet Aether Seer, and a Quicksmith Rebel. So for 3 and a red, it's a 3/2 and enters the battlefield. Target artifact you control gains tap it to deal 2 damage to target creature or player for as long as you control him. So that's quite nice to have if you've got yourself something out that's not really doing all that much. Or say, for example, you've got Planar Bridge out and you haven't got quite 8 mana to be able to pay for it to pocket. You can just get it to ping extra damage. So that's quite nice to see. Mountain, and we've got another foil rare, Inspire of Industry. Do like having rare lands, to be perfectly honest, so you can tap it for a colourless mana, fine, happy to see that, or pay 1 life, add mana of any colour to your mana pool, activate this if you control an artifact. More often than not you're going to be controlling an artifact as well, so that's nice to see, and a servo. So we've got two foil rares so far, that's pretty nice. I was happy to see a Shock reprint because the one in my cube is awful and I really need to upgrade it to a Lightning Bolt. Skyship Plunderer was another one of the cube cards I was after. Hidden Stockpile, Faladar Guardian again. And we've got another Mythic, Ingonti's Aether Heart, or as the Professor did with Boogie's Aether Heart. So for 6, whenever it or another artifact enter the battlefield and you control, you get 2 energy. You can pay 8, exile it, and take an extra turn after this. To be perfectly honest, it won't be that difficult to get to 8 energy if you're playing an artifact style deck with this on the board. So that's really nice to see. So 4 mythics, that's pretty good going. I mean, I'm not been too bothered by the mythics in this set. I've been much more interested in what the rares were for myself and for Cube, but you know, always good to have some nice mythics there. Okay, so we've got Salvage Scuttler, Crackdown Construct, Lifecrafter's Gift, and a Greenbelt Rampagers. This is a nice little rare here. So it's a 1-cost 3/4, but you have to pay 2 energy when it enters the battlefield to keep it. If you can't pay it, then it returns to your hand and you get yourself an energy. So you've got a card that can put a Revolt trigger on the table and get you energy. So that's nice. Forest and the Servo. Okay, so 13 boosters left. I mean, I've still got, thankfully, a bundle to open up for you guys. And both of the planeswalker decks, so I am definitely looking forward to doing those. May well get lucky and find ourselves an invention like we did the last set in Kaladesh. So Ironclad Revolutionary, Tezzeret's Touch, Death Dismissal, and another Dark Imitations there. Mountain Ornithopter. Do like the satisfying feeling of opening up all these boxes. I mean, you know, it's not necessarily the most cost-effective way to get hold of cards for the set, but I'm only looking for a few, and I just do enjoy opening up the stuff. And you never know, I might be able to put some decent decks together with everything that I've got. So that might be quite nice to see. So Trophy Mage, another card I was toying with for Cube there. World Fast Engineer, Aerial Modification, and a Quicksmith Spy. So for 3 and a blue, it's a 2/3 when it enters the battlefield. Target artifact you control gains. Tap it to draw a card for as long as you control that. So that's pretty nice to have. And an Elemental Cell token. That'll go with Tezzeret there. Ethereum Cell. My bad. I've not seen that token before. Okay, we'll work our way through again. Would be nice to see another mythic potentially coming out of this. So Reverse Engineer, Consulate Dreadnought. I mean, this will go very well with the couple of other enchantments that's just come through, like Aerial Modification, just because you can then turn this into a creature and it'll just do silly damage. Gifted Aetherborn there, Hope of Gearper. So it's a 1-cost 1/1 flying legendary Thopter, so potentially could even be your commander if you really wanted that in that format. Sacrifice him until your next turn. Target player who was dealt damage combat by it this turn can't cast non-creature spells. That's pretty cool. Swamp and an energy reserve there. Definitely looking forward to Amonkhet, that's for sure. I love Ancient Egypt as history anyway, and the theme is just fantastic. So Thopter Arrest, Efficient Construction, Rogue Refiner, and we've got another Rishgar's Expertise. I think these packs seem to want me to play green there. Forest, and we've got ourselves a foil Gifted Aetherborn. So it's the baby non-flying vampire Nighthawk there. So that's pretty cool, pretty nice card to have in foil. 3 Rishgar's Expertise now so far in this since opening pack, so that's quite nice. Lifecraft Awakening, Aeronaut Admiral, Ornithopter again, and a Walking Ballista. This was another one of the cards I was looking for the cube. I've heard some really good reviews about it. A lot of people were a bit skeptical, but I really do like this as a card. It's a nice little piece of removal earlier on, and later on in the game it just turns into lots and lots of damage or potential damage. So that is a really nice card to see. Definitely gonna be giving that a try. Come on, just Kari Zev in here would make my day. Absolutely make my day. Okay, so we've got Hidden Herbalists, Airshipped Aeronauts, Renegade Railer, and Baral's Expertise now. So again, for 3 and 2 blue, sorcery, return up to 3 target artifacts on creatures to their owner's hands, which is really nice. And then you can cast a card with converted mana cost 4 or less from your hand without paying it. Again, these cards could have a really, really high ceilings, and you can do some really good stuff with them, especially in Constructed. I think they'll probably do a little bit better than in my cube, but the floor also could be quite low, so I'm going to give them a try, see how they end up doing, but I'm not holding out for amazing things. Again, it just depends on how well they play out. Planes, and we've got another Ragavan. Come on, we just need a Kari Zev, that's all we want. That's all I'm after. Got a few more boosters left to try and find her so fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. So we got Perilous Predicament, Invigorated Rampage, Cogwork Assembler. There we are, we got ourselves another Mythic in Tezzeret. I'm quite happy to see this. This is, I mean, opening up a planeswalker is really nice anyway, but so for 2, a blue and a black, it's a 5 loyalty, which is really high. So for +1, you create that colourless artifact token named Ethereum Cell, which we got a token of thankfully earlier. Tap it, sacrifice it, add 1 mana of any colour. That's really nice, gotta love a bit of ramp. -2, target creature gets +X, -X until the end of turn, where X is the number of artifacts you control. Again, that's going to be potentially a nice piece of removal right there. -7, you get an emblem with, at the beginning of combat on your turn, target artifact you control becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness 5/5. That's quite cool as well. I do quite like Tezzeret. And we've got ourselves a foil in this pack as well, with a Hidden Stockpile. That looks really nice actually in foil. Really nice. Sorry, try to get his focus there. Yeah, that's nice. That's cool. Five mythics. That's a pretty good box, to be honest. Yeah, there's no invention as of yet, but can't be too greedy, can we? So Monstrous Onslaught, Enraged Giant, Winding Constrictor, and there we go. There we go. Wow, this box has been slightly ridiculous. I'm more than happy. So we've got ourselves a Ajani now, 4 green and a white, 4 loyalty, +2 reveal top 3 cards from your library, put all the non-land permanent cards revealed this way into your hand, the rest and bottom in any order, which is really nice. -2 is basically a mini Sword of the Plowshares on him, which is really cool. And -9, put 5 +1/+1 counters on each of your creatures and 5 loyalty counters on each other planeswalker control. That is ridiculously strong. Super Friends deck will probably end up wanting this. If you can get into -9, that'd be fantastic, but that's really, really cool. And we've got ourselves a foil. There we go. It's just a foil forest. Still looks really cool though. But no, I can't complain about this box now. 6 mythics. 6 mythics. Come on, Kari Zev, just to make this the perfect box. So, Deadeye Harpooner, Vengeful Rebel, Tezzeret's Touch, and a Consulate Crackdown. Had one of those earlier. Swamp and a Gremlin. We've got 4 packs left to find there. 4 packs, come on. We can do this. Okay. We've got Ravenous Intruder, Sly Requisitioner, Renegade Willsmith, and a Green Wheel Liberator. It's another one of those cards where, with the Revolt trigger being really, really cool. So for 1 and a green, it's a 2/1, and if Revolt trigger is activated, you get 2 +1/+1 counters on it, which is really, really nice. That's really strong there. We'd like to see a playset of those as well, just to try that. I just want to try it out as a Revolt deck. Maybe black-green Revolt tokens with a few fatal pushes. That'd be quite nice. Have to wait and see what else I open in all of these boxes. So, Windkin Raiders, Gremlin Infestation, World Fast Engineer, and we've got an Aether Sphere Harvester. This is a nice vehicle here. So it's 3 for a flying 3/5, crew cost of 1, which is really nice to have. When it enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy. If you get plenty of energy elsewhere as well, that'd be really nice to feed this. Pay 1 energy to gain lifelink until the end of turn. That's really, really nice. Happy to see that. And another Ethereum Cell for our Tezzeret. Oh, would love this cold to disappear at some point. I mean, I'm not putting myself on camera just because you guys don't deserve to see that. It's not a pretty sight. So we got Aerial Modification. It's really nice to make those vehicles into creatures so you don't have to crew them. Ironclad Revolutionary, Untethered Express, and Aid from the Cowl. So for 3 and 2 green, it's an enchantment with Revolt. So at the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a permanent card, you may put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, you may put it on the bottom of your library. So even if it's not a permanent card, you can just keep it on top of your library if you want to. That's really nice. I quite like that. You'd be able to put those triggers off quite regularly as well. Overall, I think that was a really, really nice box. I mean, I had 6 mythics, which is absolutely fantastic, which includes Ajani and Tezzeret. I got a fair few of the cards I was looking for my cube. I'm still looking for Kari Zev. I think that's really the only one left that I'm looking for here, apart from your Henny's expertise as well. So, I mean, to find most of the cards in there, get some really nice mythics. Yes, I didn't get ourselves an invention, but let's face it, they're like lottery tickets anyway. I think that's a really good box. So do let me know in the comment section below what you've managed to open up, the best cards that you've opened up on release day. I'll be really interested to find out what you guys have managed to get hold of. If you like the video, do hit the thumbs up button, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button for new videos every Tuesday and Friday. I'll bring a bundle opening for you next, so stay tuned for that over the weekend. I hope you have a great release day. Enjoy Aether Revolt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.